Not only royals can amaze us with diamond jewels, crowns, and impeccable style, once there was a woman who had a historic diamond in her aristocratic tiara, which could be seen miles away. Today we want to shed the light into a life and jewels she was carrying on till her last days. Viscountess Nancy Astor, a prominent figure in early 20th century Britain, is remembered not only for her influential role in politics, but also for her distinctive jewelry collection. A pioneer for women in politics as the first woman to take her seat in Britain's House of Commons, Astor's life intertwined art, fashion, and social change. The jewelry worn by Astor was not merely ornamental. It carried layers of meaning that reflected her identity, social status, and personal aspirations. But before we go into more details of her jewelry, let's find out how this woman made her name. Viscountess Astor, born Nancy Witcher Langhorne, was an American-born British politician who became the first woman to take her seat in Parliament, serving from 1919 to 1945. She met her husband, American-born Waldorf Astor, on the boat in which she traveled across the Atlantic Ocean when she moved to England in 1905. Her husband, the great-great-grandson of American fur magnate Jacob Astor, was also a member of Parliament and the proprietor of The Observer, a London Sunday newspaper. The pair married in 1906 and moved into Cliveden, their estate in Buckinghamshire, England, gifted to them by Astor's father. While Waldorf's father wasn't happy with his son's choice, he still gifted his daughter-in-law the most magnificent heirloom carrying the spectacular historical diamond, the Astor Diamond tiara. Nancy Astor was a prominent hostess for the British elite, while also advocating for temperance, welfare, education reform, and women's rights in Parliament. Hence, she had a suitable jewel to indicate her importance and influence, namely the Astor tiara. But it was a diamond at the center with a turbulent history which made it shine. The Nancy diamond is a pear-shaped stone with a double rose cut, featuring mostly triangular facets and a central pentagonal facet on each side. While once thought to be of Mughal origin, it is now more likely considered to be of Indian origin. The diamond has a long and storied history, having passed through Portuguese possession, the French court, the English royal family, including James I, who gave it its name, and later returning to France with James II. The Nancy was stolen during the French Revolution and later reappeared in 1828, after which it changed hands several times before being purchased by the Demidov family. But the most unbelievable part about the diamond history and making us feel heart-aching is that of de Nancy's messenger carrying the jewel in his stomach, but never reaching his destination. Did he swallow the diamond from the start, or while the robbery stays unknown? In 1906, the Nancy diamond was bought by William Waldorf Astor, the first Viscount Astor, the American-born British socialite, and was set by Cartier into this striking belly-poke diamond tiara. The Astors in particular entertained grandly. At a big evening party in 1921, following a dinner in honor of the retiring American ambassador, Viscountess Astor stood out in a black dress with diamond necklace and brooches and the historic Nancy diamond, now in the Louvre, flashing out from the center of her tiara. In the 1930s, Lady Astor wore Cartier tiara with the Nancy diamond for a court presentation at Buckingham Palace, pictured alongside her daughter, the Countess of Ancaster, sister, and her niece. However, Nancy wasn't a greedy woman, as she was often loaning her jewels along with the Nancy diamond to her family members. During the Second World War, the tiara, in particular the Nancy diamond, were removed from H Bank in London and taken to Maidenhead, near the estate at Cliveden. Forced to abandon her political career by her husband after the Second World War, Viscountess Astor most notably wore the Cartier tiara with the Nancy diamond for state opening of Parliament in 1948, when a series of portraits were taken. But the greatest stage was later, when she was personally invited by the Queen Mother to attend the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II. But what happened next that the diamond was bought by Louvre, and where's the tiara now? Lady Astor passed away in 1964, and the Nancy diamond remained with the family until 1978, when her grandson, the fourth Viscount Astor, sold the Astor Diamond to the Louvre Museum for $1 million, and where it is exhibited with many of the French crown jewels in the Galerie d'Apollon. The rest of the Cartier tiara might still be in the possession of the family, with a different center, but ultimately, the fate of it is unknown. Once the greatest tiara, now has vanished from the public's eye, making us wonder whether we can see it again. Nancy Astor's jewelry choices often exemplified the Art Deco style that defined the early 20th century. The Art Deco movement, flourishing between the 1920s and 1930s, emphasized geometric shapes, vibrant colors, and luxurious materials. And hence she possessed one more tiara of this style, which we thought was lost forever, but thankfully not. Cartier Turquoise Tiara. Cartier has long been recognized as the name behind some of the world's most important jewels, and the Astor Turquoise and Diamond Tiara dates to a period when Cartier London was at the height of their creative prowess. The tiara, which is coming to auction for the first time since Lord Astor purchased it in 1930, contains old brilliant single and rose-cut diamonds with a principal old brilliant cut diamond at the center. It features 3 turquoise plumes set with brilliant and single-cut diamond stems, while each side of the tiara has a radiating fan-shaped turquoise panel design. It is worth noting that the design is truly unique, with its distinctive plumes, leaves, and scrolls carved in turquoise, inspired by Egyptian, Indian, and Persian motifs. The tiara was first recorded in the Cartier archives in 1929, when Cartier requested that English Artworks, the workshop within the 175 New Bond Street store that served as the main atelier for Cartier London, add the carved turquoise plumes and leaves to an existing diamond bandeau in 1930. In 1931, Lady Astor was photographed wearing her new turquoise tiara to the premiere of City Lights at London's Dominion Theatre. She later loaned the same tiara to her closest sister, Phyllis, for a court presentation at Buckingham Palace. This prompted Phyllis's husband, Robert Henry Brand, to commission Cartier to make a similar turquoise and diamond tiara for her in 1935. And indeed, the jeweler made the similar headpiece, which you may be familiar with. This exact tiara is now being exhibited at Victoria and Albert Museum, among the most beautiful and important Cartier creations. Aquamarine and diamond brooch. Viscountess Nancy Astor also owned the Edwardian aquamarine and diamond jewel less known in public circles. The striking piece was bought in 1910 when American-born Nancy and her husband Waldorf were living at their country pile, Cliveden, Buckinghamshire. The Belle Epoque jewel is 4 inches in length with a mounting and platinum-fronted gold. This brooch is the epitome of the finest Edwardian Belle Epoque jewelry, fashionable throughout Europe and America in the early 20th century's Age of Elegance, just before the outbreak of the First World War. According to the jewelry expert, modern aquamarines tend to have a stronger, more sky blue coloring, which has been produced by heat treating the stones when cut. But the aquamarines in this jewel retain their original, slightly greenish blue color, suggesting they have not been treated, that they were cut straight from the crystals when mined in the early 20th century. And indeed, if we carefully look at the gem, it looks naturally striking, and no wonder Nancy Astor chose this particular brooch. On many of her portraits, we see Lady Astor wearing the short diamond Riviere necklace. However, its further fate stays unknown, whether it was passed down, thought the family generation, or sold out. Another notable piece in Lady Astor's collection was a diamond and sapphire necklace, likely acquired from an American jeweler around 1910. This versatile piece could be worn as a long necklace or disassembled into multiple bracelets. Nancy Astor's jewels not only exemplify the artistry of their time, but also tell the story of a woman who navigated the complexities of British society with grace and influence. Her collection remains a testament to her legacy and the enduring allure of fine jewelry, don't you think so? If you like this video, write down your impressions and thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe to help us grow in our community of jewelry enthusiasts. See you on our next brilliant journey.